Hello YouTubers, viewers, subscribers, everybody. Appreciate y'all being subscribers for those that are. I've been asked by a few people how I go about bleeding brakes, since I am just a one-man shop and I have to do everything by myself. Um, it can be done. It is possible by yourself. Uh, there are some cars, that have to have a scanner for the ABS system to bleed it properly, and you definitely have to bleed in procedure by book. So keep that in mind. But there is a way that you can do the actual caliper and or brake cylinder bleeding by yourself. Let me show you how I do it and kind of give you guys an idea. So what I've got here, this is actually an old Powerade bottle, and I've got a little bit of new brake fluid in the bottom. The bottle itself is kind of dirty, so that's why the fluid looks kind of discolored, but you can see I've got a hose submerged in the fluid and it goes up through the cap, and you can see I have a little air hole in the cap drilled in, and then the hose, I've got enough hose to do what I need to do on the brake cylinder or caliper. I'll walk you through it in just a second, but really simple setup. I drilled this hole here, shove my hose through it. Now the thing about your hose is you want one that's going to fit onto the brake bleeder screws. So one that's flexible is good, definitely, and then one that you can see through also comes in really handy. So this is a Powerade bottle. Drilled a hole in it for the hose. Got the hose. It's solid. There's like no air or anything that goes in it. You could probably do a line of silicone or something if you really wanted to, but you actually want air to escape anyway. So drill another little small hole on the side, and then submerge the hose in a little bit of brake fluid. You want room in the bottle because it's going to fill up a little bit. So I'll walk you through this and show you how I do it. Alright, so if you're actually bleeding your own brakes, you probably already know you should definitely have the cap off the reservoir, and you want to have an ample amount of fluid in there. You don't want to overfill it or anything, but you definitely want to have it on the max line at least, because as you're bleeding fluid, it's going to go down a little bit. So you're going to keep an eye on your reservoir the whole time that you're doing brake fluid bleeding, because you want to keep topping this off. The reason I'm doing this is I just recently changed the master cylinder. Now, bleeding a master cylinder is completely different than bleeding brakes, and I was going to shoot a video, but yesterday wasn't a good day to do it, so I didn't get the video. But I will shoot a video on bleeding bench, what we call bench bleeding, one of these next time I get one. But I did change the master cylinder, and that's why I'm now bleeding all the brakes. So let's start on this. And just so you guys know, this is a 2000 Toyota 4Runner. The rear drum brakes, the front are disc. You always want to start, well, checkbook procedures, but depending on the vehicle, there are some that have you do it a different way. Older vehicles are usually pretty standard. You're going to start with the furthest one away from the brake master cylinder, which in this case would be the passenger rear, and then you would move to the next one, which would be the the driver rear, and then the passenger front, and then the driver front. But that can change per vehicle, so make sure you're checking your proper procedures on that. What I will do is find a place to set this that is above either the caliper or the master or the brake cylinder, and then I will hook the hose into it. Sorry, this is kind of hard to do one-handed. So you want to get your hose all the way on there like that. See that? And then you want to make sure that your hose is going up. You don't want to put the bottle on the ground, otherwise everything's just going to basically do a gravity bleed, and you don't want to do that. So what you're going to do is you're going to crack your bleeder. And sometimes you need to adjust the hose a little bit too, but you'll see, well, mine's probably pretty empty, but usually you'll see some fluid starting to come out. and starting to build up, which as it's going up, it kind of builds up a little bit of pressure too. So hang on just a second, I'm gonna set this better. Okay, so like I was saying, actually there's a little bit of brake fluid in there already. So you can see the brake fluid is coming up, and a lot of times you'll see air bubbles coming up too. That's exactly what you want. You want to get rid of all the air that's in there. So I have done 2 brake bleeds already, and this is I'm just the pedal. I'm not happy with the pedal right now, so I'm doing a 3rd one. So you might not see as much air as you would as if you were doing this yourself. And I do like to video it when I'm doing it myself too, so I can go back and look and see how much air went in. But all you're gonna do is you're gonna step on the pedal, release, and do it slowly. Do that about 4 or 5 times, and then come and check your fluid and stuff like that, see where you're at. But you'll see the fluid never sucks back down. It always will only go up, and that is because of the air hole there. So all the fluid, all the air pockets, everything, it's going to go into the bottle, but it's never going to come back in. So you're never going to pull air back into the system. So let me go step on the pedal. You can see the brake fluid right there. It's starting to rise up a little bit. I've pretty much got this bled, but I still feel like the pedal's a little bit soft again. If I was doing this for the first time, you would see a ton of air coming out of there. Because the whole system was dry, the master cylinder was leaking. So but let me get started, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, now I did about 6 or 7 times on the pedal, but you can see the fluid is right here. It won't go down because the gravity is holding it. So it's not going to go anywhere because all the fluid and pressure that's already there is holding it in place. Any air that would be in there, you would still see air bubbles coming up sometimes. But you would do this a few times, to get all the air through the system. Keep an eye on your bottle, and then like I said, I did it about 6 times, so let's go see how much fluid that went through. So 60 presses on the pedal. It really didn't bring me down that much. I was up here, and now I'm down here. So, but that's why it's important to keep an eye on your reservoir while you're doing it, because you don't want to run this dry. Otherwise, you got to start all over again because you just introduced air into the system. You always want to make sure you got fluid in here while you're bleeding your brakes. So I'm gonna go around all 4 brakes, and I'll also show the front calipers as well. I'll speed these parts up in the video, but I'm gonna do this side another time because, like I said, the pedal just isn't as solid as I want it to be. So I just want to make sure that I'm good. The whole system had air in it, so I've been bleeding hard. Okay, this one should be good and bled. Let me go ahead and get it tightened back up. One thing I did want to note, when you're picking out a hose to do this with, you want to make sure it's a hose that fits tight on these bleeder valves, because You don't want it to pop off. It could pop off, and then you're just you're not really doing anything at that point. But yeah, you're gonna make a little bit of mess with brake fluid too. So make sure you have a rag and some parts cleaner. So I saw a little air bubble come out. And you can actually still see it, I think. Let's see if you guys can see it. So you can see that little air bubble that came out. Well, you might not be able to see it, but it's there. No, it's not. It went away. But like I said, sometimes you'll see air, which is exactly what you want to see while you're bleeding. You want to get all that air out of the system. You could even make a little hanger for this so you could like hang it somewhere. But the biggest thing is to make sure that your hose has some kind of upward force to it. So as you can see, brake fluid's gone down quite a bit now. So add to that. I should do it. We'll test the pedal now. Before we test the brake pedal, I'll top off the fluid one more time. Oh, I need some more. That's pretty good. Okay. Okay, put your cap back on. Now, when I test the pedal, I personally like to start the vehicle, because even when you test the pedal now, it will stiffen up. But when you start the vehicle, it can be different. See, it's right now, it's like, yeah, it feels perfect to me. And then you want to step on it too and make sure that it doesn't keep going down to the floor. If it does, then do another bleeding. So start the vehicle up after you've pumped it a couple times, and then feel your pedal. See, that feels better. That's much better. And give it a good hard step. Make sure it doesn't float down to the ground. And if it does continue to float down to the ground, then you might have another issue besides just a brake bleed. But that feels pretty good there. I like that. So, yeah. It is possible to do a one-man brake bleed.